Good evening, everybody. It's been a while, I guess. I haven't posted a lot lately, mainly because there hasn't been a lot that's gone on over the holidays. With COVID and everything, it's quiet for everybody. Not a lot going on. It's winter here in Canada, and the temperatures are typically below freezing. Not that that's the worst in the world. I'm still trying to get out and look after myself and exercise and try to get myself as slim as I can. I guess this video is it's different in a couple of ways. One, because it's almost 10 o'clock at night. I'm typically in bed by this time. It's just felt like it was worth recording something. Anyways, I'm probably figure a way to either edit that out, or you'll just see me at my best and my worst, because obviously this hair is not really doing very much these days. I don't my bangs are kind of down past the nose, and no haircuts and stuff during this time. So I guess I wanted to start out, maybe a new small series in my vlogs. I don't get a lot of people that look at them, but you never know when things can be useful. But I'm not sure if most people recognize some of the things that go through trans people's lives and when we transition. Obviously, some of the biggest things are just our physical transition, hormones, growing our hair out and stuff like that, surgeries and whatnot. You started seeing me when I got my face done, and it's healing rather well. I'm still looking at some of the healing that still needs to be done on some of the scars on my hairline and even under my nose and whatnot, and I'm using the creams that the doctor provided me. Overall, pretty happy. But some of the other things that get us, especially the things that get us noticed and misgendered, and can contribute a lot of the times to dysphoria, is our voice. And because it's one of those that, when you go through all the physical changes and the looks, you get, there's a lot of things that change, the shape of the face, the facial hair, growing your hair out, even, breast growth, fat redistribution. We get typically get some curves where we didn't have them before. But one of the things that is really hard for somebody that, I guess is advanced a bit in their age. I didn't transition until I was in my late 40s. And by that time, a lot has happened in here, in our vocal cords. We've gotten used to talking in certain ways for decades. We're talking, for me, close to 50 years of talking certain ways. I was in the military. I don't know, it's funny, as an officer, I didn't raise my voice all that much. I even, I'll be honest, would never have been really comfortable doing that. But the thing is you're used to, speaking with presence, and making yourself heard. And that kind of thing gets, you get used to belting out information and commands and whatnot, so that the people hear you and they understand you. It's not about, you're not worried about tone and intonation and frequency and pitch and all these other things. It's just from the gut. And when most of us end up transitioning, if you're lucky and you're young, before, I guess, a lot of the change is permanent and you get decades and decades worth of permanency, like it settles in, you can have a bit of an option. You have ways of getting in and around and retraining your voice. I find a lot of younger people who transition are so much easier for them to train their voice and speak much more feminine. So I'll be honest. Another thing. I've never been one for being. I'm not very musical. I can't sing. It's kind of horrible when I hear myself sing. There's no there's no melody to it whatsoever. But if I had grown up singing and whatnot, I'd have a little bit more control over the various different aspects of my voice. But one thing I wanted to do here, and it's one of those, I've been looking at it since even before I started transitioning, when I started looking at what I'd have to do, what other people do. And there's a lot of people, and even into their 30s, 40s, 50s, that do vocal training, vocal feminization. So what my aim here, and I'm not going to start tonight, but I'm going to actually start a process of working on vocal feminization. And I'm going to use, as much as, this is up on YouTube, I'm going to be using the tips and tricks and the programs. I know there is literally I believe a voice feminization or trans voice lessons, I think it's called, channel. And the sole goal is, and it's free, it doesn't cost anything. And I'm going to go through and find a number of these YouTube channels and look into what is, what their plans are, how they work. And I'm going to, I guess I'm going to present, my impressions on the different ones, and my impressions on people who say, well, here's how to do it. And I'm going to critique it. I'm going to say, well, this person, started when they were like 15 years old, or find somebody that's gone through this or does these kind of lessons when they're in their 30s, 40s, or 50s, and see how it works. So I'm going to do a bit of a series. I mean, this is just me introducing the issue, and I'm going to take you along on this journey. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know if it's going to be successful for me, but you're also going to probably hear my voice crack, probably in the wrong ways, not like it did when, hit puberty the first time. So I'm going to go through this and see what I can come up with. And I'm not going to be one of these people say you do this and you'll pass, and nobody will misgender you because you've opened your mouth and on the phone. I mean, I don't know how many times it's like they say, "Hi, are you Kat?" And I say yes, and 2 minutes later they're saying, "Well, sir," and that's very hard. It gets you in here and it gets you up here. I'm not talking my forehead, I'm talking inside your brain, where it weighs down on you, and it hurts. And this is an area where I'll be honest, I'm being honest with myself as much as with anybody else, but I haven't put enough effort into this. I've kind of felt, well, whatever, you know, I'll get along, I'll get around it. I'll just like not keep my mouth open, you know, sorry. I'll keep my mouth shut and, you know, not speak all that much. But, you know, even talking to our dog here, I talk to the dog all the time when I'm out walking him. And, you know, if people are listening to me, I mean, am I trying to talk, you know, as feminine as possible when I'm talking to the dog? No, because, you know, he's the dog. He's known me since before my transition. But why shouldn't I? So, anyways, I'm not going to be one of these people that promises like, this is how, you know, how it's going to work out. This is kind of an exploration, and I'm going to try. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be or how much time I can put into it, but this is where I'm going to go. And hopefully some other people can see me and say, well, if Kat at 51 years old can get off her ass and try some of these programs and either look at what she accomplished or, well, you know, it doesn't work for everybody, we'll see what happens. And you'll be here with me to see it. So at that, I will wish you a good evening. It's, as I said, almost 10 o'clock. And just try to live in the moment. I guess my motto, you know, life in the moment. Just try to find something to enjoy. Maybe it's listening to the sound of your voice or your kid's voice, or it's sad because in the wintertime you don't hear birds and leaves in the trees and whatnot. Typically this time of year it's snow plows or shoveling or whatever. There's not as much to sit and listen to and take in, but there are ways to sit or stand and take a moment and just enjoy being alive, and not worrying about anything else, because you know what, nothing else matters compared to living. And you know, you don't have to be happy all the time. Even the journey to find happiness is good enough to keep you going. So at that, I will finally, you know, and have a good evening. Sleep well, and I'll see you the next time. Ciao.